All right, so this is Rhonda Hull and Sue Beauregard, and we're stumbling into another conversation about the intersection of astrology and death, and how astrology gives a preview, it gives a path, it gives a map, and how death and astrology, there's that intrigue for all of us about both, because we really want to know, but we just don't want to know too much. We really want to have that conversation, but we haven't been given permission. We feel like if we talk about it, bad things are going to happen. So now, if you can pick up where we left off, Sue, and share a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
So what we were talking about before is how, with astrology, you're looking at someone's birth chart, and on the other end of that is like eventually there is like, you transition out of your physical form. And for me, I find it comforting to look at my birth chart and know that this is just kind of one phase in my existence, my soul's existence. And that looking at like the South Node, where the patterns I brought in and like the karmic lessons that maybe I still need to learn in this lifetime, that I had existed, and moving toward my North Node of what my soul wants to learn and master in this lifetime, I clearly had a purpose and a goal. And so for me, it's when I look at that, I think, well, wow, I really want to make the most of what I had planned. So that way, when I do transition out of this physical form, I can set an even more beautiful plan and have a more amazing natal chart the next time I decide to incarnate in a physical form. And astrologer Pam Gregory, she's one of my favorite in the UK. I love her. What she says is that, our birth chart, it's like a sheet of music, and we can choose to play it to mastery. And so to me, it makes me personally not as afraid of my death, because I know I continue on. I just not in this physical form.
Yeah, I think that is an interesting perception or understanding that we play with, because I know that there's a part of my mind that has taken on the belief of there's a beginning and there's an end. And even with an astrological chart saying what your primary lesson or opportunities are during this, we feel like there's a beginning and an end, and we got to hurry, we understand that this lifetime is brief and precious. We're reminded that all the time as people pass. To me, death is here to be that reminder of this is an amazing game, this thing called life, this human experience of life, this go round, whether you believe that there's another one or not. It's just an amazing time. And then for me, there was an awakening. And I think through my near-death experience, and then the processing over years and years and years of what that experience taught me or awakened in me, is that when you get that, oh, wait a minute, it's eternal. It's eternal. So we may take that first breath and that last exhale, but it's not a linear, finite form that we drop a body, but our soul lives on and on and on. Now, whether you're agnostic or atheist, and you believe that you only live on through the children you leave behind, or the impact you've made on during your time on earth, or whether you believe in heaven and all of that, it still is that recognition that there's something more than just this human experience where first breath, last exhale.
And I think for me, because my father was a science teacher and I love science. I just find it so fascinating. And for me, the development of quantum theory
Uh-huh.
just, and Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about it
Yeah.
all the is really confirming that this very solid reality isn't really what we think it is. I mean, everything vibrates. It just vibrates more slowly. Like my desk, my wooden desk, all the molecules are vibrating. It
Yes.
just solid because it's so slow. And realistically, we are all made of energy. We give off energetic signals all the time. And that's how our neurons work and our cells talk to each other. It's all energy. And I don't remember which law of thermodynamics it is, but one of them states that all the energy that exists in the universe has existed from the beginning, and it can't be created or destroyed. It just changes form.
I'm guessing, are you aware of the work of Dr. Emoto?
Yes, with the water.
Yeah. So it's that same concept of, my kids laugh at me because I get my water from our co-op because I live in a very old building and I don't trust the pipes. So on my water bottles, I have placed, gratitude, love labels, gratitude, love, uh, all of these, trust, all of these words that have a higher vibration energy, especially because of Dr. Emoto's work of how, for those who don't know of his work, it's where he, under microscopic high res telescope, he's looked at water molecules, and when you speak love and blessings and gratitude and uplifting words, the forms of the molecules take on the shape of beautiful snowflakes. And if you speak, I hate you, all of the hurtful words, then all of the water molecules are misshapen and black growths and look horrible. And when we think that all of us are 70 to 90% water, the words that we say, the thoughts that we think towards another person really matter. So my grandkids, they all laugh at me because I have all these words. They call it my holy water jugs, because that's what I have. That's one small little way that I feel like I can shift the energy of the universe, is just by loving the water that I drink. So I agree with you. And I really believe that we're on that edge of awareness through Joe Dispenza's work and Greg Braden's work, and to really see that more than we're here, there's more than meets the eye. And that most people, I won't say most, but many people are still living by five senses.
Yes.
And yet we have empaths, we have intuitives, we have those who have an awareness, and especially since my near-death experience, that I don't quite always know what to do with it, but to read other types of energy, to feel other forms of energy.
Yeah. And it's really interesting. What I'm doing is I'm flipping through Pam Gregory's book, who again is like one of my favorite astrologers, and it's How to Co-Create Using the Secret Language of the Universe. And so in the beginning of her book, she actually
say the title of her book again?
How to Co-Create Using the Secret Language of the Universe. And she actually quotes Dr. Emoto's research, because as human beings are made up of 0.00001% matter. The rest really is energy. And there's somewhere in here, I'm pretty sure it's her book, where she quotes, there's actually the vibration of emotion. It actually vibrates at a certain hertz.
Uh-huh.
Book. one was positive. I can't find it off the top of my head now, but for and it's the same kind of hertz that the Schumann resonances that the earth has, like this very natural vibration. And so joy, purpose, love, it's like the hertz is very, very high, the vibration of the emotion. And if you're down in anger or despair, depression, bitterness, that's a much lower hertz vibration. And so someone that is feeling love, joy, purpose, the vibration of that emotion makes up for, I think, for people that are very angry or in bitterness. Like it kind of offsets that in a way.
Right.
So it's vibration is a real thing. It's very much the way that our universe works, whether we can acknowledge it or don't want to acknowledge it with our five senses or not. So so to me, I feel like the woo is getting less woo with all of scientific research, and even with Dr. Dispenza's work. Like, he puts people in CAT scan machines and then has them start to meditate, and he can actually have the different markers of how, like, their biochemistry changes and how, I mean, it's fascinating to me that this is also backed up with a very solid scientific research.
Well, I think that extreme divisiveness that we're all feeling right now, that pull, is really the breaking down of that either or, both, and that very binary perspective to where it's a both and. It's like we don't have to throw out woo in order to embrace science. There's a way where they, see chills. They are one. They are playmates. And some people have a greater strength in one area than another, but we are a hologram. So, Disney had that concept with his holograms at Disneyland. It's where it shows up in Star Wars. It shows up in all of our creative efforts, that there's more than what appears, and that we can be parallel universes. We can be more than what appears. So, Sue, I know that you and I have maybe a broader bandwidth than many people do to explore what we have an inner certainty about, but that appears to be woo on the outside. And I'm grateful that we get to play together as the bridge people to just have the conversation, so that people can go, oh, I hadn't thought of that, to expand the possibilities and to put the attention on the love and the trust and the blessings, and that the holy water that is us, to love ourselves as much as we have made it our intention to love others.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I want to end by saying that I feel that once you start to really look around and start to realize how everything is vibration, because you can feel it. You could feel the difference between feeling bad and feeling good. Like, there's definitely a difference. You can't become unaware of it. And it starts to these really amazing possibilities and insights. And the more you become open to it, the more you can really kind of see how there's so much more to our experience than what we're actually seeing with our five, and touching and tasting with our five senses.
Yeah. And when you allow that to be the primary sensation you feel in any given day, then you have less stress, less worry, less focus on what's not working. And you begin to see that there really is an abundance of the good stuff when, you know, we can so easily get distracted by what's not working. But once you, like you say, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
So, and because of that, I have to say that behind you is this amazing poster of Wonder Woman. And just by the placement where you're sitting, you are the wonder in the symbol of the W, you know. So I'm grateful that you're a Wonder Woman for all of us. Redefining what focusing on wonder is. I wonder. So thank you, Sue.
Play with words. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you. It was fun to play with you again today.
Absolutely. Always a joy.
Yeah, thank you. I'll remind people where they can find you.
Oh, yes. My website is www.sacredsoulventures, all one word, .life. And I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, Sacred Soul Ventures.
Great. Thank you, Sue. And of course, you guys can find me at Rhonda@rhondahull.com is how you can email me, and rhondahull.com. So thank you very much for our time together today.
Thank you.